You know how they got them there? You want to get your driver's license? Come to our program, and we'll help you get your driver's license. What that agency figured out is what is it that the kid wants, and how do we get him there, and then they'll come to our program. So I think what we need to figure out, and I consider myself part of you in this discussion, is we need to figure out how we talk to those kids, not, and this is going to surprise you, not as much even about the trade, but what can you do as a result of working in this profession that allows you to give you things that you want. They want good compensation, they want a good lifestyle, they want to have their toys, they want to have their vacations, they want to have whatever it is. And if we show people that this is what, that as a result of working in these jobs, you're going to be able to get those things and have freedom. They want freedom. They want to be able to do other things besides to work. Kids today are not, like many of us grew up, we were defined by our job. And we would introduce ourselves as the plumber, the carpenter, because that was defining us. I don't think a lot of kids are defining themselves that way. They're defining themselves by many other things. And I think a marketing campaign that says, when you get this good paying job, you can do this. That might be far more attractive to them than us keep emphasizing the skill or the trade or whatever they may perceive as being not attractive about many of the jobs that are talked about. I just want to give you that thought.
It just occurred to me that both Samantha and Nicholas went to Arrowhead's college day. And I'm wondering if there's not an opportunity for us to have a carpenters union at college day at a high school, or have a plumbers union at a college day at a high school. I don't know if that's something we can do.
Well, I know Menominee Falls has a very large manufacturing and business alliance fair that they have at their school. I just talked to a guy here not too long ago about it. And I would really like to duplicate that with our school in Milwaukee, Oconomowoc, Sussex Hamilton, to try to get as many, maybe it's just the from a trades and carpentry, or maybe it is just the manufacturing piece, and we have two of them. I don't know, but I'd like to do that, and not necessarily look at just the high schools, but to invite all of the K-8 schools, because get those kids excited to go home and talk to moms and dads about what they learned. That might be an option. We're looking at doing that for next year with our Chamber of Commerce.
Would there be a way to have a union at a college day deal, or a college day deal with their?
I don't see why not. I know we have the community fest as well. I don't know if that would be something maybe we're to start for the college day. I know that, let's see, Quad Graphics came into our school 2 weeks ago, and they said at the end of our lunchroom, basically offering jobs for this upcoming summer or for a lifetime. And they basically had two representatives sitting at a table, and kids would come up and they'd say, hey, are you interested in any employment for the summer or for future? And that was one way they did it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and open it up to questions from the audience. And it's very, very insightful. Thank you for your information so far. Please, John.
Yeah, John, just to touch on what you guys are just going on, I have it's more related to one of the topics you have under high school in relation to the parents. I actually, a personal situation, I have a brother-in-law that's a mason, and he has a son who wants to be a rough carpenter. And I found myself pinned in the corner at Christmas amongst the mom's three sisters, convincing me that I needed to tell this young man that he needed to go to college. Although what he wants to do is be a rough carpenter. So I said, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to encourage him to do that. So the point is that you have this kid that is energetic, passionate about wanting to do something. He's only 20 years old. He goes to lacrosse and he's going to drop out. And he wants to work for his dad for the summer and continue this. And he actually talked about coming down here and doing stuff for me this summer. How do you get through the parents, maybe more to the high school teachers here and WCTC guy, to allow a kid like that to be embraced, even though the parents are maybe on the other side of it? The thing you talked about with Quad Graphics, are the parents aware of these programs that are out there?
No, and I think that's that's where the biggest issue is. And I think that's also the lack of teachers' knowledge. I mean, most of these teachers, at least in our school, we got 200 teachers, 99% of them have all gone to college. So they're going to look at just for them going to school. So I think not only do the teachers need to be educated, we've talked about this administratively at our school. We got to get these teachers educated about what's out there. We have you were speaking to something about a video that's out there as well. We have one in manufacturing, it's called Dream It, Do It. And when we were at this Rebecca Clayfish conference here not too long ago, I had asked the question, if we're really trying to get this out to the people who it really needs to be, which is the parents, all these people that tell their kids or drain mind their kids in terms of what they should be doing, well, can't we have it on TV? Can't we have some videos out there that manufacturers would foot the bill? Maybe the government would foot the bill to get this stuff on TV, because these kids are multimedia experts. Where can we get it to the point that they see it, but more importantly, their parents see it?
They are being developed.
Are they?
Right now, yes, the Department of Workforce Development is putting them out. I know I sit on the advisory board trying to express apprenticeship into high schools, K through 12, that whole thing. There are going to be those spotty YouTube kind of herky-jerky videos that the kids are so enamored with now. But it's about quick to the point, this is what I do, this is how you get there, just short blurbs to get that out there.
Anything about what Jose said about what's in the end for me? Not just about the driving or the journey, but what's in the end?
Why is a parent pushing a baccalaureate degree? It represents stability, it represents money, it represents lots of things. You've got the same message to give. You've got jobs that represent good income, stability, skills that are transferable, that can be used in many different things. Even if you're a carpenter, you got to know the math and the reading of blueprints and other things. Pick all the great things that you can offer someone, and that's what's going to set us parent wants to hear. My son or daughter is going to have skills that will give them a job, that will give them a life that is not filled with a lot of uncertainties. And you've got that message. And that competes very well, because that's the message they're hearing on the baccalaureate side. And you've got it just as strongly as they do. You just got to say it, and say it out loud, and say it over and over again. It's about good jobs, transferable skills, allows you to enjoy life with many benefits. Go with that.
Chris and Scott, I think we may have an opportunity at the Home Builders Expo or at the Parade of Homes, maybe to share the message to parents that attend, and I don't know if I'm off base here, but that there are opportunities in our industry. So just an observation. Next question. We have time probably for 3 or 4 more questions. Please.
I serve on the Bruce Warner Scholarship Committee here at the MBA. If anyone's familiar with that, we attempt to give 4 scholarships away every year to high school area kids. Obviously focused on the trades, although we've also given them to kids that are going into architecture, engineering, and so on and so forth. I was also involved with the startup of the Waukesha School for the Trades. If any of you were familiar with that at all. That school started about 4 years ago, and it ended last year. It only lasted 2 years, and it was very, very unfortunate. We had about 15 kids the first year, 20 kids the second year, and I think 20 kids the last year. And they were kids from the Waukesha School, East or Tulsa West, basically. And, kids that obviously wanted to follow the trades. We taught 3 trades: carpentry, electrical, and plumbing. And then they had the regular high school curriculum the other half of the day. And what happened was, between Tulsa East and Tulsa West, we were getting almost no support from the guidance counselors. It was almost like kept a big secret. And it was, these kids were almost looked at like they were second-class citizens. And we just couldn't get the momentum and the attendance that we needed to justify the cost of running the school, and unfortunately it shut down. So, we're fighting parents' attitudes, we're fighting the schools, and that seems somewhat pockets of resistance. You know, you guys, I'm a little bit familiar with the con walk in Arrowhead. One of my best friends was Dave Lotus, who recently passed away. And you know, some school districts love it. Other school districts, it's like, oh no. So I don't know if there's internal threats of funding or cutting or what, but we're between a rock and a hard place here, it seems like. That was it.
Usually the counselors represent the parents.
College graduates.
Right.
If I could, I was one of the founders, along with Mark Scott from the Carpenters, to sponsor the Metropolitan School of the Trades, along with Scott Hamilton and the plumbers, and Mike Chetney with the electricians. And I would like to compliment you on your stick-to-itiveness, along with Tom Giroux, some great things for that. There is a perception out there that to be a tradesperson, you have to have a size 19 neck and a size 4 hat. And that's the perception that was at that school. And that is a perception, right, wrong, or indifferent, but the reality of it is that the only way we're going to get past that is to continue to show the high road, the success. I mean, my goodness, what if we could get the kids to come in and see, or the parents to see, and that's why, Jose, to your point, I love the idea of signing a contract with a young man or a young woman, because there's a goal, there's a hallmark, there's something that they can strive for, and those are the things that we look forward to, and again, thank you, but we're just going to have to continue to stick around and know that we'll support any endeavor to promote this program.
You know, one of the things, just to add to something, and again, I'm speaking more from the manufacturing world, but you guys all know where that is as well. And this year we teamed up with the Waukesha County Manufacturing Business Alliance, as well as our Chamber of Commerce, WCTC, where we had a program called Schools to Skills. And I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but what we did is, most of the schools in Waukesha County, we had 2 coach buses, and we invited, like in my case, I invited 40 kids, I invited maybe 5 or 6 parents, I invited my guidance counselors, by the way, and a couple administrators to go to these different tours with these different companies so that they could really physically see that these aren't the way the jobs were that I thought they were. And they were educated. And I think that was a good start, at least from a manufacturing piece, and how we tried to make some of those distinctions between what it really is and what they originally thought it was. I don't know what kind of change that can help with this, but maybe there's a modification to something.
The other thing that universities